he does sometimes play mech, I guess. But we are here. We are finally in our series. Take it away, Kuro.
So, welcome everybody to this completely new and fresh series on GunGFuBanDa LE, where in the bottom left corner of the map we have the blue Zerg player representing B100 Esports and Russia. Right? Russia. Yes. It's Vanya.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of GunGFuBanDa LE, we have the German Protoss. He's red, representing Cascade Esports. It is GunGFuBanDa.
Yeah, I had to double check myself, like Russia, because you have players from Ukraine and stuff as well. I was this is the first time I actually get to cast Vanya, so I had to make sure I'm not making any mistakes there.
Yeah. We've been lucky enough I've been lucky enough to cast him a couple of times. He does show up. He does stay up late for ESL Open Cup America, so we cast him. I cast him alongside Milk and Cookies, sometimes Darking, sometimes Yaku. It's always great to see Vanya. He's, as you said, the Russian Bly in a way. Vanya can be very aggressive.
I mean, yeah, Vanya is also one of those younger players that are currently raising to the top, which is very interesting to watch. He's been getting there. He's been beating more and more renowned players over time. And now he's here in the group stage of DreamHack Europe.
Definitely, Vanya has had very deep runs in the weekly tournaments. Has taken down Koreans in them as well. It's been very impressive indeed. But we'll see how he does here against GunGFuBanDa. GunGFuBanDa, who famously, for me anyway, you remember this? I'm sure you do. We casted him.
This.
Yeah, on Eternal Empire, GunGFuBanDa versus Neeb. It's on our YouTube channel. It was an hour-long PvP. It was awful.
It was the weirdest PvP because it was just like an army, and they were just staring at each other. It's and at some point the map was literally covered in shield batteries. There was a shield battery next to a shield battery. I was like, what is this?
It was awful. It scarred us for life. If I'm not wrong, I think it was during the TSL 6 qualifiers, I believe.
Maybe, I'm not sure, but I still remember you screaming when you reached the hour.
Yeah.
and the ending of it was so anticlimactic as well.
Yeah. There was a certain point, it was like 55 minutes in or something. They're like, you know what? We'll just wait until the hour. And then as soon as the hour happened, then they engaged, and Neeb just crushed GunGFuBanDa's army, I believe. GunGFuBanDa, the problem was
they just crashed into each other and nothing was left after.
Well, the problem was that when they finally decided to fight GunGFuBanDa, he didn't even use any spells. He barely microed his army. He just kind of gave up in a way. It was like it was crazy. It was. But of course, we aren't in a PvP. Neeb is not here, and we do see a Stargate opening coming out here from GunGFuBanDa.
Yeah, actually, there's a second Oracle coming up as well, so slightly different from the other Protoss players we've seen today in the different matchup.
Definitely. Meanwhile, Vanya did go in with an Overlord Scout. He did spot that Stargate. He's aware that an Oracle is coming out across the map. Thankfully, there's not too many drones here at the Natural where the Oracle will show up.
Yeah, and the spores are about to be ready as well, so that's gonna help.
Ooh, nice save there with that drone. Oh, never mind, but there's nothing here in the main.
No, Vanya, no.
Vanya, he had some sick moves in the natural base, but his queens were completely out of position. Still, this Oracle does get 5 drone kills.
I think he was expecting those 2 queens on the ramp to actually get the Oracle, but they didn't, and then there was nothing in the main, not even a spore.
Yeah, oh god, feels bad, man. Still no spores. There's only a spore here in the natural base, and this is kind of dangerous because now there are 2 oracles, right? They can't dive in, they can't one-shot workers. Vanya is just relying on queens to defend.
Yes, he is. And there are 2 oracles now. The queens are fending them off quite successfully, so there's that. But and at the same time there are I think some adepts sneaking on the west as well. So when these oracles go in, like the adepts will try their luck as well, and maybe they will get some damage.
Yeah, GunGFuBanDa is trying and test the attention span of Vanya here, trying to pull him apart a little bit as he does go for a multi-prong. And yo, the queens, they don't react.
We were talking about how GunGFuBanDa is trying to pulling apart the attention of Vanya, and then he pulled his own attention by walking into a spore.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. He was not expecting the spore to be there. Did lose his Oracle. But again, you know, he was able to keep Vanya at home, expand behind this. The Lings, they go across the map, but you know what? The expansion is already here. Oracle is here to defend as well.
Yeah. Oh, might they make it a sentry? Maybe? No, okay.
No, not even a sentry.
Just a bit poking.
So very well done there by GunGFuBanDa, to be honest, like dealing that damage and being able to defend at home at the same time. These things are trying to find some kind of damage and, ooh, get a kill.
Nice. Always something. And interestingly, GunGFuBanDa is actually going straight into the robotics facility. Oh, hello, queens.
Yeah, as Vanya is getting ready for this massive queen push, that's why he was relying so much on those queens earlier, because he was making nothing but queens as he is going for this queen Roach Ravager push. Thankfully for GunGFuBanDa, it's not like he went for like a double Stargate opening or anything like that. He does realize it's coming, but a little bit too late.
Yeah, the thing that there's not much army here for GunGFuBanDa. He's making like cannons and shield batteries, so there's something, but only 2 immortals against all of these Ravagers with queens to back them up.
I mean,
it may be risky.
GunGFuBanDa just needs to hold on a little bit longer. He's waiting for that disruptor to come out. If it does come out and if it does get a juicy connection, he can hold. And he's kind of holding without it.
So far so good. The last immortal falls down though, and the disruptor is the only thing that can salvage this.
Yeah, there we go. The disruptor does come out, does get 2 Ravagers, which is decent, but not enough.
Yeah, the left flank is still holding strong. He's not fighting. Vanya is not pulling the whole army in one place, but at the same time he's sniping the disruptor and he's successful. Yeah,
the disruptor does get sniped. Cannon as well. Lings are starting to flood in now. Finally, some economic damage is being done. This is exactly what Vanya needed to do. Meanwhile, he's still not actually getting to that mineral line. Ooh, another disruptor does come out.
Yeah, he sniped 2 more Ravagers, and the queens. All the queens fell down to the Stalkers of the left flank.
Yeah, but again, these Lings are dealing a lot of damage, basically decimating the mineral line here in the natural base. The majority of the drones, though, probes, they do manage to evacuate.
Yeah, the robo is focused though, so no more immortals, no more disruptors. But this is still quite a big army, right, in GunGFuBanDa's base.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, I don't know if you noticed, GunGFuBanDa has been hitting or taking a lot of bile shots to the face. Finally, the robotic spade does get picked off, so no more disruptors here. Another bile, God damn it, GunGFuBanDa. The Void Ray stays alive, but he will lose his natural.
Yeah, the natural falls down, and the Lings are still in the base. The Zeros are trying to stop them, but they just can't do it fast enough.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like these Lings will be cleaned up, and we don't see a rally across the map, so GunGFuBanDa will hold. What's really impressive is that he was able to keep the majority of his workers alive. He lost, what, in total 16? To be fair, 16 is a lot. Basically, almost an entire mineral line. But it's not too bad.
He did lose a lot of... Yeah, he did lose a lot of mining time as he kept pulling the workers from one base to another, but most of them survived, which is the good part.
Yeah, what I will say, like, a heavy blow that GunGFuBanDa took was that he lost the robotic spade. Like, he lost a lot of his tech.
Yes.
Otherwise, he would have been able to continue to pump out more disruptors, maybe even some Colossus, and then go for a big counterattack. But because his tech was denied and was destroyed, like, GunGFuBanDa doesn't really have much to really go for.
That was the biggest thing, the sniping of the robots. He's remaking them now, but for a while he won't have the production, as Zerg is just taking up in the meantime.
Yeah, the problem is, again, because of that production, like, GunGFuBanDa can't do anything to Vanya, and Vanya is free to drone up, free to take more bases, free to do whatever he wants.
But as you say that, there's a Dark Shrine coming up.
Yeah, there is a Dark Shrine on the way. That feels like a desperation move, to be honest. Like, it's like GunGFuBanDa's grasping at straws at this point.
Hey, it may work. As long as he doesn't just lose the whole army right now and the rest of his bases.
Sure, the problem is that because of the Stargate opening, like, there are already spores in the mineral lines, right? Yes. Like, there's already detection around. Sure, you can warp in a decent amount of DTs and kill the spores anyway and try and snowball, but there's already, mobile detection.
See, The thing is that Vanya is pretty active on the map, so there is a chance that when the DTs walk into his bases, he's actually gonna be, on the other side of the map and won't have enough time to react. The question is, will that matter?
Yeah, and as you were saying, like the other problem is that like there's no War Prism, there's no pylons out there, like there's no real way for GunGFuBanDa to reinforce or send DTs across the map quickly. He's kind of just stuck to defend here at home, and here comes the Ling Bane. Bane's speed just about to finish.
There's so many Banes. Look at them. Oh, really? A Phoenix?
I keep mate. GunGFuBanDa does not stray away from those piles. He's taken so many piles with his army, like with Immortals, with Void Rays.
The first field looked pretty good, but now the Banings are rolling right into the army, and it's taking quite a bit of the Stargaze. The Immortal is going down as well. There are a few Void Rays, but it's just barely enough to fall off. The DTs are helping out.
Yeah, they are helping out. Meanwhile, Biles, this time GunGFuBanDa does dodge them. The DTs do help a lot in the defense. Vanya, I don't think traded poorly though. Like he killed the Immortals. He was able to kill the majority of the stack defense as well, and now he's reinforcing with Lings.
Yeah, every time Vanya attacks, he's taking down these important like robo units that are harder to replace.
And he snipes another Void Ray with Ravager shots. Like this should not be happening. Oh my god.
Sniped.
Yeah,
the DTs are helping out with protecting the base, but how long?
Yeah, unfortunately, like, even when Vanya morphs in some Overseers, they can just be focused down by the Void Ray. Like, there's no real anti-air. To be fair, I say that Vanya has, like, consistently biled down Void Rays.
There's no anti-air, but then...
but it is GunGFuBanDa, so it's possible.
Oh, another Disruptor gets out, so there is a chance to snipe a lot of these Ravagers.
There is, and Vanya is... Yeah, Vanya is tunnel visioning a little bit too much here. Like, again, we don't really see a change in tech. Finally, there we go. A Hydra then gets thrown down as Vanya is also expanding. Finally, we see a change in army composition.
Yeah, he's moving away from this Ravager army. And the Hydras really will help against the Void Rays. There's not a lot of them, but they're quite annoying for the attacks. And this base is gonna get cancelled as well.
Yeah, that it will. GunGFuBanDa just can't do anything about those Ling run bys. And when it comes to that Hydra, then sure, Hydras will help against the Void Ray, but more importantly, like it does also give Vanya access to Lurkers.
Another cancer. Like Vanya is just not stopping. He's not letting GunGFuBanDa breathe.
Yeah, GunGFuBanDa just can't get a fourth base up and running. Meanwhile, more Biles that... please! Stop losing your air toss, your air units to Biles. Oh my god. It just keeps happening.
I was about to praise him because like the previous Biles he actually dodged, and I was about to like point it out, but can't dodge them all.
Yeah, really, Vanya doesn't need Hydras at all, really. Like, it's... it's more Ravagers.
Look.
Meanwhile, the DT was attempting to harass a little bit. Did get 2 drones here at the third base. Whatever you can get, right? It all adds up. It all matters in the end. But...
I was gonna say, it looked like the DT kind of gave up on it. It was like, nah.
Meanwhile, here comes the main army engagement. Yo, where are the disruptors? They're kind of flagging behind. Oh.
Nice split. Very nice.
Beautiful. Meanwhile, there's 1 disruptor shot left. It goes off.
Okay, gets a few units, but is it enough to defend?
Yeah, as nice force fields as well, delaying these Banelings from really going in. Does bile his own Banelings even.
Yeah, but as the Starkers are moving behind, the Immortals are in the front, and one of them gets actually sniped. The other one is still alive.
That it is. Meanwhile,
disruptor shots.
Yeah, more disruptor shots go off. Beautiful connections there. GunGFuBanDa, it looks like he will be able to hold.
Yeah. That he does, but there are more reinforcements coming from Vanya.
Yeah, I was about to say, he has to not overextend. As he is fighting outside of the assistance of all that static defense, he does still win the engagement anyway. Vanya is bleeding out a lot here.
There's so many Stalkers.
There are.
The Zerga actually gets picked up.
Yeah, surprisingly, like Vanya was at around 180 supply and still just wasn't able to push through, trading so inefficiently there.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure about him switching completely to Hydras, like just straight up. It looked like all the Ravagers died and he just had Hydras. Nothing more.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, it was a little bit maybe stubborn by Vanya, like, or maybe not respecting his opponent. Like, again, you can do so much with Hydras, especially with Hive, like go Lurkers, go Vipers as well. Vipers completely hard counter disruptors. You can just abduct them and just shut them down. But Vanya, yeah, just sticking with Lingbane Hydra.
Yeah. And this I believe this was supposed to be a Banelink run by because there was just a few of them, but they were caught by the Stalkers. And another disruptor shot.
Yeah, you know, it does get a decent connection there. I do think that Vanya's overextending here. Like, he has no Ravagers, he can't deal with the force fields.
Yeah, like Hydras are nice and all, but they're pretty squishy.
And now, GunGFuBanDa, he's established a fourth base. You know, he was able to defend long enough. Now his economy is starting to get underway, and God, I was afraid to look, but looking at the the trades of Vanya, 314 lings have gone down.
What?
Oh my God.
What? Look.
Vanya, please. Thankfully, we do have a couple of Vipers on the way. That's great. There is no Lurker Den though, so no Lurkers are going to be coming into play.
Yeah, there was a cancel here.
Oh.
The Bennies. Oh, the Bennies are running.
That they do get some connections in the middle line. Only 5 probes go down though.
Yeah, definitely not worth that many Banelings. But there is a run by here. There is a whole army here as well, though.
Exactly. GunGFuBanDa's main army was not too far behind. Disruptor shots do go off. Carriers are coming into play. +1 flyer attack, and it looks like, oh, does Nexus fall? No.
So the charged battery is supercharged.
I don't want to say that Vanya has thrown here, but Vanya's kind of thrown. Like, he's just trading. He invested so much to kill that Nexus, and he didn't get it.
I mean, he was
5
out-healed.
HP. 5 HP.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh boy, meanwhile, here comes GunGFuBanDa with a massive Protoss army. Raise a move all over Vanya. Only has 1 carrier though, and the Vipers come in.
Oh. Nice abducts. And the Hydras were actually able to snipe the important units. There's still a lot for GunGFuBanDa though.
Oh, that there are decent force fields, but again, it looks like it may not be enough. Nice yoinks.
Oof, the Immortals. Yeah, all the Immortals got stacked, but there's less and less Hydras with every Yonk like that.
That there are. Honestly, GunGFuBanDa's been trading so well these past couple of minutes. Has to be careful not to overstay his welcome. I'm also really curious as to the tech of GunGFuBanDa. Like, where are the other forms of AoE? He's been relying a lot on these disruptors, but what about Storm? What about Colossus? Mainly Storm. Mainly High Templar is what I want.
Yeah, mainly Storm. But look, the disruptors are doing well for him, so I guess he's kind of confident that this is enough.
And the problem is that he doesn't have any more. The last disruptor does get picked off, and he hasn't had any in production. Like, 0 disruptors remain here for GunGFuBanDa.
Yeah, but this is still quite a strong army from GunGFuBanDa, and he has Zealots as well, which just tear through Hydras.
It's true. Who needs disruptors and who needs Storm when you have Chargelots? It's accurate. But again, like,
experience.
The reason why I want to see High Templar from GunGFuBanDa, not just for the Storm, but also for the feedbacks. Like, we saw how important those Vipers were in that previous engagement.
Yeah, if you can get to them, like you know, Vipers generally try to stick behind, unless you would catch them right when they try to abduct.
Exactly.
Just once. Yeah.
Meanwhile, it does look like GunGFuBanDa, he is listening to the stream with that 2-minute delay as as he is going for that Templar Archives, is finally going for those High Templar.
Yeah, and Stalker hit squad is gonna be annoying Vanya so much.
I mean, Vanya is here ready for that Stalker hit squad, forces GunGFuBanDa back.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. But yeah. The Templar Archives is done. Are we gonna see Storm?
It is done. We don't see any High Templar quite yet. I mean, Vanya is going pretty deep across the map here. Has to be careful again. These Hydras are so vulnerable and they don't have any buffer.
Yeah, in the same time, there's a Link around by dealing with that base, and Yeah, the Hydras are squeezing into this round.
Beautiful feedbacks there on those Vipers.
Exactly what you wanted. You asked for it, you got it.
Yeah, Storm is on the way as well. GunGFuBanDa is able to defend and keep his third alive, but at the same time, Ling Hydra rotates around to his fourth.
Yeah, that's the one good part about this composition. They're fairly mobile, and they finally get the Nexus. It was so low for them this time.
Thankfully, it was low from earlier, right? So Vanya finally does snipe it. GunGFuBanDa stuck or knocked down to 3 bases.
Yeah, and luckily for Vanya, GunGFuBanDa is actually not going Ertos. There was a single carrier in this game, but that was it. And Vanya is going into lurkers.
This surprised me as well, to be honest. The fact that GunGFuBanDa, he even committed the +1 flyer attack. He got +1 flyer attack for a single carrier. Like what? And thankfully,
he made it. Yeah, I think he made the carrier, and then he saw all the Hydras. He was like, yeah, nah.
Sure, but at that point you can switch into something else. But thankfully we do have the Lurker Den finished now for Vanya. He is transitioning into Hydra Lurker Viper.
Ooh, the Starker's getting caught a bit.
Yeah, honestly, like this is a pretty bad loss here from GunGFuBanDa. We were praising him for how well he was trading earlier, but now losing all those Stalkers, like these are losses that he can't afford, especially because he's on less than 3 base economy. There's no minerals here. I didn't realize how long we were in this game for.
Yeah, all these bases are actually getting mined out, and there's another link around by trying to get in to see what they can find.
Yeah, exactly. GunGFuBanDa, he needs these 2 bases. He needs them desperately right now. And Vanya, thankfully, is taking up and should be able to push out hard.
So many lurkers in this army. GunGFuBanDa has to really think about how he approaches this engagement.
Yeah, he has to be careful. There are a couple of lurkers kind of going in on their own. Storms are landing.
Yeah, but the Immortals are standing in the fire. Now they're moving away.
Yeah, and it just doesn't look like there's enough buffer. Like, where are the gateway units? Like, there's nothing to protect the Immortals, the Archons, the High Templar. GG gets called, and Vanya takes game 1.
GG to Vanya.
I was worried there.
I was too. It did not look good at some point, but
it didn't.
But then Vanya like took it like small wins here and there. And it was enough to push him forward.
Yeah, Vanya, he was just having some fun. He wanted everyone to be on the edge of their seats. I mean, it all came back around when Vanya was finally able to kill that 4th. After killing that 4th, the economy of GunGFuBanDa was in shambles. Couldn't get a 4th or a 5th up, and well done.
Well done. So I was gonna say, after all the nice things that GunGFuBanDa did in the game, are you gonna forgive him that all his units died to Bars?
No. No, I mean, in all fairness, GunGFuBanDa, it was very impressive that GunGFuBanDa was able to be as defensive as he was and be able to be as resilient as he was and continue forward in that game, and he almost brought himself back. Towards the end, though, he did start overextending. Like, due to his economy, like every single one of his units were so valuable for him. Like, he couldn't afford to lose them, and losing all his Stalkers like that was devastating.
Yeah, I was very surprised that those Stalkers got caught out like in the middle of the map, because for the longest time, like, they were doing so well. Like, they weren't doing a lot of damage, but like they were keeping the control of the map, and then just one wrong move and all of them are gone.
Yeah, definitely. GG, well played. I do also think that GunGFuBanDa probably could have defended that massive Roach Ravager Queen push a little bit better there as well. To be fair, he did scout it relatively late. It was already halfway across the map when he saw that it was coming. But yeah, they both had their moments in the sun.
Yes. Like, it was a pretty good game.
And now we are diving into game number 2.
We are.
Also, I saw someone in the chat earlier asking about Beckett Industries. We have not seen Beckett Industries yet. We have not seen Blackburn. Unfortunately.
Look. But we do see, once again, 2,000 atmospheres. Atmospheres? What accent is that? Ellie! as in the top right corner of the map, we have the blue Protoss player representing Germany and Cascade Esports. It is GunGFuBanDa.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Russian Zerg player representing Team B100 Esports. It is Vanya.
Hello, Pro.
Probe just being a little bit annoying, forcing the unnatural natural.
Yes. Once again, it's one of those things when you roll your eyes and go to the other base.
Yeah. We'll see if GunGFuBanDa is the kind of player to go for something like Twilight Council opening into Glaive Adepts. Personally, I don't think he's the kind of player to do something like that, but we'll see. Maybe he'll surprise us.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. I mean, yesterday, I believe there was a few matches with glaives involved in the Oceania region, I believe. So hey, maybe in Europe as well.
Maybe. So far, things are looking pretty standard here in the openings. Once again, we are here on 2000 Atmospheres as well. We've been pretty consistent with the kind of maps that we've seen so far with all of these players. Unfortunately, I would love to see some of the other maps at some point, but maybe we'll have to wait for the playoff bracket. Maybe we'll have to wait for those best of fives.
Really, you just want to see the robot fixing Blackburn.
Yeah, it's a great robot.
Gotta check on him, if he's doing well.
Exactly. Hopefully, we'll check on him today. I'll message Jim. I'll message Jim and Paco Mike and make sure that they have it ready for us.
But yeah, we see an adept coming from GunGFuBanDa. It's not Graves yet, and there won't be because we have a Stargate.
I mean, it could be, like, we have seen plenty of builds where we have a Stargate opener, you get a Void Ray out, you deny vision, you take down Overlords, and then afterwards is when you go for your Twilight Council. So it's definitely possible for GunGFuBanDa to eventually take up in that direction, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's rather unlikely, but it is possible. In the meantime, finally, Vanya is able to take that natural, as the adept is checking on it.
And I guess the other thing you have to keep an eye on is Vanya and whether or not he goes for another big Road Ravager Queen push. I mean, again, it's one of those things where as a Zerg player, I'm sure he doesn't want to go into the late game. I'm sure he doesn't want to go up against that eventual Sky Toss. Even though there wasn't even a double Stargate opening from GunGFuBanDa, it was a single Stargate into double Oracle, Vanya still went for something like that on Jagannatha.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it seems to be a bit of a default, like nowadays. Like a lot of people just like doing the Queen builds against Protoss. But yeah, we're gonna find out what Vanya has in mind as he's sending a bunch of things across the map.
Yeah, these things are just to keep an eye on the third base timing. Ideally, snipe this probe as the probe does attempt to go for that third. Ooh, doesn't get us around the Stalker.
And this probe. Hey, 2 units. Why not?
Yeah, really nice. Really nicely done there by Vanya.
Yeah, in the meantime, the Oracle gets to the other side of the map and gets 3 kills so far. A bit of damage though, so not ideal, but hey, it's damage.
Yeah, and he keeps the Oracle alive, which is the most important part. And oh my, GunGFuBanDa, he's not just going double Oracle, he's committing and going triple Oracle.
Ooh, interesting. I don't think we often get players focusing on oracles nowadays. Like it's all about void rays.
Yeah, this is a bit of an older style. We saw this kind of rise to prominence, I believe, around DreamHack Winter last year. We saw a lot of like triple oracle openers into Blink Stalkers, +1 Blink Stalkers. I know Darkness, but he was all over that in Latin America. Same with Stats.
Yeah, I believe people mostly called it the Stats build.
GunGFuBanDa is getting a fourth oracle, by the way.
Yes, get all the oracles.
What?
No, I want it. I love the wonky builds, like Has going Mass Oracle, or Beastor going Mass Oracle back in the day. I think that's it's you know, it's something that catches the Zerg off guard because most people don't do this, and then you're like, what? And it's just like, and then you just see lasers.
Yeah, we'll see if they all come together and unite, become like Ultron or something, because with 4 oracles, it does mean you have 2 sets of 2, right? And you can dive in multiple places at once and one-shot workers. I guess you can come in with all 4 and focus down queens. I don't really know what the purpose of the 4th oracle is. Maybe it's just to be defensive and throw down stasis wards.
But on that note, Vanya actually went into Hydras, so once he gets the Hydras out, the Oracles won't be as effective as GunGFuBanDa was hoping for.
Exactly. I'm just really curious what the purpose of the 4th oracle was. As the links do come across the map, these oracles will definitely help with cleaning these up.
Yeah, see? One use of the oracle, you can defend against the links.
Sure, you definitely can. But here come the Hydras, and if I quickly check the vision, GunGFuBanDa has not seen this. He does not know the tech of choice for Vanya.
Yeah, it's actually quite interesting placement in the 3rd base. The Oracles should see it soon, but the Hydras should already be on the way, so... yeah, I don't know if those Oracles are gonna leave to take the tail.
Ooh, meanwhile, Sentry will snipe there by those lings, and yeah, I don't believe the Hydras have shown themselves yet. It looks like they are getting ready to push out, and this Hydra timing with Hydra range can be deadly here.
It's actually not a lot of army for GunGFuBanDa. He's working on Blink as well, and robotics
like this army completely avoided all the vision of GunGFuBanDa, and now it's here, and what is there really to defend? There's not even any stasis wars set up.
There is an Immortal. I don't know if that's gonna be enough.
Yeah, he does pull back now. He realizes the situation he's in, and oh my god, forces a recall. The Immortal's gonna get focused down.
And the Shield Battery is down as well. It's just the Oracles and a few other units.
Yeah, and you say Oracles, but there's only 1 Oracle left. There was some nice focus fire there by those Hydras. The Zealots are getting on top of the Hydras, but the boys were pulled, and so many workers have fallen.
Yeah, another Immortal goes out, but Oracle gets sniped, but this Immortal is alone. It has no one to defend him.
Yeah, that it is. Meanwhile, I mean, Vanya's kind of struggling whether he wants to go for the 3rd or the natural base. Goes for the 3rd, turns around trying to catch that Immortal.
Yeah, I think he really wants that Immortal, but it's protected by Shield Battery, but now, finally, he can snipe it.
Yeah, the Immortal does go down. That was the real strength there of GunGFuBanDa's army. In a couple of seconds, though, here comes the Disruptor.
Yeah, only 1 Hydra, though, and now that the Immortals are down, the Queens show up as well. This is looking rough for GunGFuBanDa.
Yeah, that was a less than ideal Disruptor shot there by GunGFuBanDa. GG gets called.